know, the music is so important in the season. I continue saying that every single morning. You know, it's the soundtrack to this time of the year, and you hear it in the mall, in the grocery. It's just around, you know, the sound and our unique sound and interpretation of the Christmas with our suka parang, chutney suka parang, and all other forms of the traditional music that makes the season so joyous. Welcome, TNT. Season's greetings as we get into our latest installment of the Morning Brew. Jason Williams signing on. I'm here with the tremendous team, and we're feeling good today. As per usual, 7:30, I make room for Ian Wason, who will step onto the seat to discuss all the major happenings via sport. And in that regard, we congratulate Naparima College, your Intercal champions 2025. So they took the league and now the Intercal 1-0 winners over Signal Hill. And I'm sure Ian will expand on that later. But let's see what's happening via our front page. Lots to unpack before we get into the Business Guardian breakdown with Anthony Wilson, who is coming through, I would say, in a couple minutes, about 10 minutes thereabout. Tanko Blank's PSA. Now, the government, they can't facilitate the request right now, at least, to include the health workers. I'm sure it will take place, but they're going to stick to what was negotiated via the table, and well, the full details here on page 5. So again, the health workers, they are not included in the Christmas back pay payout. When we go to page 5 and you dig a little bit deeper, it's now being established that only the workers, right? The arrears will be only paid to workers covered under the December 2nd agreement signed between the PSA and the CPO. So no one could really, I mean, after that particular conversation, and that's the woman at the helm, that's the CPO. We're looking at, you know, the top personalities, and I could even imagine, I would love to probably be in the room just to witness how these negotiations go, if they're cordial, if it's stiff, if it's a tension. I have no idea. I must probably ask some questions whenever union reps come back on the program to speak to the mood of these said negotiations. Obviously, Tutor also putting in their request. However, the back pay, or at least the new salary and back pay, so the back pay is going to happen in January, and the new salaries, that's going to come into effect next year. So Crystal Ash, who was in the program with me, the president of Tutor, also very much in negotiation mode. And he said to us Monday, if you recall, when he sat right there on the couch, that this week he was going to meet with the Minister of Finance and others to ventilate and to put forward their requests. And I believe, yes, we must listen to the concerns of the teachers, a very integral part of our society. I mean, we have to consider the vocation of teaching as one of the most heartfelt and, I would say, dynamic and most important vocations. And we have to listen and ensure that we treat with our teachers in a certain way. Because after parents, yeah, and sometimes even more than parents, sad to say, in this year timing, teachers are the one who impact the generation, so much so that many look back on their particular life, their particular path. And if you're honest, there might have been one, if you're lucky, you would have had 2 teachers, but there's always that one teacher who would have played a pivotal role. And again, many think that, okay, well, teachers, they come, they do their job, but they have to get paid, and they have to get paid in a way that corresponds with the time, and to treat with their concerns. So I indeed endorse what Mr. Ash and all others before him would have done to lift the profile of teachers, and we have to recognize that they are very important to the community. So good morning to all the teachers. And well, the vacation is coming up in a couple of days, final kind of breakdown, final week here of school, and from next week you could get to you know, your rest and relaxation and your cleanup. But at least the back pay and the money is going to take place next year. Let's look at some other developments here. It's a Christmas surprise. We're looking at the Grinch there with the children at the Presbyterian, the Presbyterian Primary School students. And well, this took place in Barrackpore yesterday. So that's a good luck, children. I don't know, since when the Grinch is almost like a big part of the Christmas now. I didn't grow up knowing about no Grinch. I don't know. Anybody remember the Grinch growing up back in the day? I know it was Santa Claus. Well, and normally when the Grinch come around, children would bawl and scream, but the Grinch is clearly part of the mix now. So good morning to the Grinch. Yes. And also cops hunt for men who is either they're wearing soldier uniform or they were real soldiers. They're not too sure. They're going to do the investigation. But I find I'm hearing this more and more. It's kind of too often we're hearing these reports. So that's a really unfortunate one. That took place in Maloney, the story on page 6. And Winston Dukaran, former central bank governor, former minister, also the former political leader. That would have been COP, right, when they had their run, and he was actually part of the partnership. He's up in arms with the dismissal of his son, Navin. And any father would be concerned, and more so the way the dismissal went down. There was no consultation with the board, and when he was given his papers to leave last week Friday, there was no reason behind the dismissal. And I find that to be rather unfortunate. I think if someone is being asked to leave an organization that you would have served, from at least my vantage point, with distinction, I would have had many interaction with Navin, and I found him to be steadfast, very focused, and very passionate. But again, I'm not there every day. I don't know the full inner workings. I'm just going based on my personal interaction. But if there was a problem, I think that should be identified. Anybody in any job, whether you're a big CEO or you're on a grounds level, if you're being sent home, I think you are owned by your employer, by those who would have put you in the particular position, at least an explanation as to why it is you're being told to go home and not return. And it's really a bizarre story. I wonder if there might be any kind of probably litigation. I don't know what will transpire in the days, weeks, and months ahead. But, well, Exim Bank, the man who was at the helm for many years, he's not there anymore. That story on page 8 if you want to read more about it. As mentioned, Naparima, oh my goodness, I know it's going to be a fantastic, you call assembly, and the whole school come out and you lift up the trophy and man, I mean, Naps, it's your time. It's your time, Naps. Clearly, the back page is showing the jubilation, the joy, the excitement. Let's head to that back page as we congratulate Naparima College from the Southland. Your Intercal champions, 2025. I know the feeling. I was part of an Intercal victory when Belmont Secondary. That was the last time we actually won anything. It's now St. Francis College, and that was a big victory back in '92. We defeated Carrickfergus 5-2 in the stadium. Beautiful experience. So that's why I could speak to the morning after. They'll normally hold an assembly. They will walk through every single classroom with the trophy. It's a kind of day off almost. It's just a day of celebration, and Naps, you'll get that experience today. Well deserved. Great outfit, fantastic season, and clearly you've set a mark. And it's always good to win. I guess it's being able to repeat and maintain the standard going into the next season. Also, congratulations to Pleasantville Secondary, winning on penalties. Now, this is the girls' Intercal title, winning against Five Rivers. It went down to penalties. It ended 2-2 after full time. And I'm happy that the girls are being given a platform to express themselves and to showcase the excellent talent and potential that's there with the women's side of the game. So congrats to Pleasantville and congrats to Naps. It seems like the football now is alive and well in the Southland. South in charge of the football. So congrats. Let's move now to the brief on this Thursday morning, Thursday the 11th of December. So we're looking at Usha Khan, some Ponciata. That's a very, that's integral to the Christmas experience. And there are those who want their life plants. They want no fake Ponciata. They want the real deal. So she's there at the La Vega Garden Center in San Fernando to pick out some plants and make sure the house is, it's in order. That's big in the Caribbean household, in the Trinbagonian household. Your house must be in order. for the Christmas. Also, our Special Victims Department seek public support to curb digital violence, and that story there on page 3. A quick note before I head to the Business Guardian. I'm looking at developments also out of Jamaica as it pertains to end-of-year functions that will happen in different ministries, and they also would have put a hard full stop on any end-of-year Christmas functions. They said they're going to put more of the resources that would have gone towards the end-of-year celebration to the Hurricane Melissa relief strategy. So both Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, in terms of government organizations, government agencies, not having any end-of-year celebration. I guess if there's any celebration to be had, the staff themselves will probably have to come together, pool resources, and do something small. But no, you get no blank check and say, well, you know, ham, lamb, and jam. No, it's not happening in Jamaica also. So I wanted to put that out there. It's not just a Trinidad and Tobago experience. But I guess the circumstance is different. I mean, they literally had a hurricane. I guess we, more financial kind of, I won't say financial hurricane, it's trying to balance the books, I guess. And you're hearing this talk that the government, when it comes to money, they're kind of strapped. So I would imagine all cost-cutting measures will take place not only this year, but I'm sure going into 2026 and beyond. Let's see what's happening via the Business Guardian, and Anthony joins me next to do the full breakdown, rental pressure, experts weigh in on landlord business surcharge, and all the other big stories and developments. Anthony Wilson up next, your consultant business editor. Business Guardian breakdown, right here on the Morning Brew.
Let me get some employ while fields and floods.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gallant Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Every Christmas Santa have one plan to make sure he get his blue ribbon ham. Forget the rest, this is the one, the bestest in ham blue ribbon.
Even Santa knows a Christmas ham is a blue ribbon ham. Whether it's pork, beef, chicken, or even turkey hams, Blue Ribbon has hams for everyone.
Forget the rest, this is the one, the bestest in ham blue ribbon.
A Christmas ham is a blue ribbon ham. Get yours today.
The countdown to Christmas 2025 is on. Don't get left in the dust. Get your home right this season with Salu Enterprises Limited, your trusted cleaning specialists. We specialize in janitorial services, post-construction cleaning, floor scrubbing, facade building cleaning, construction services, pressure washing, grass cutting and ground maintenance, glass cleaning, landscaping, and much more. Don't get left in the dust. Trust Salu to get your home or commercial space right this Christmas.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
The detergent smells nice while washing, but when you use the new Downy Intense fabric softener, with its new multi-capsule fragrance, it releases an intense scent that lasts twice as long. With the new Downy Intense, you'll enjoy a rich and delightful fragrance that keeps you feeling fresh 24/7.
Discover Regal Granola. Crunchy, flavorful, bursting with berries, seeds, Regal almonds, walnuts, pecans. High in fiber with real orange juice. Get Regal Granola, the perfect snack for your lunchbox.
Hey! It's Christmas time, let the fiesta begin. Baskin Superstore, come and step right in. Pots and pans shining, cookware so bright. Mini appliances ready for your Christmas night. Pretty decorations, dancing with cheer. Toys for the children waiting right here. Curtains and bedding, sparkle and flow. Everything to make your home glow. Arima Golf View, Pino come true. Bring alegria and Christmas to you. Food Basket Superstore, shine so bright. Big deals, big joy, everything right. Food Basket Superstore, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
So Anthony Wilson joins me for the Business Guardian breakdown. Anthony, again, compliments to you and the Business Guardian desk. Great to have you on board. Lots to unpack, and we actually have some time this morning to expand on some of the major developments in the Business Guardian today, Thursday.
Yeah, season greetings, Jason. And to, of course, all of your thousands of viewers and listeners here and elsewhere globally.
Thank you so much.
You have a global audience.
Indeed, we do, and we accept your greetings and blessings. I want to head across to the top story as it pertains to the rental pressure. And they're asking a question here in the Business Guardian, and I think I could answer this. The question is, will landlords pass the taxes to their tenants as it pertains to this rental market, this landlord surcharge? And I think the answer we could all say with no fear of contradiction that is an outstanding yes. And it's already within the context of a rental game and space that's very haphazard. People charging what they want, and
yes,
many times for substandard, really substandard living conditions. Where are we going into this for the renters? What's the conversation going into 2026?
I would suggest that in 2026, which is 19, 20 days away, it's going to be very, very tough for renters because, as you've just said, as you've just laid out, they face the possibility or the potential or even the likelihood of increased rents as their landlords get registered under this new landlord surcharge. It's clear from what the experts told us, as reported by Geisha Kaulisa Alonso this morning in the Business Guardian, that many of the landlords are going to pass on the surcharge to renters.
Mm-hmm. And I guess it's really to find ways to, I would imagine, well, we'll see. I mean, if this is set in stone, is there any kind of consultation that could take place? Is there any kind of remedy? Or this is more or less set in stone and it's really to brace yourself for whatever the extra cost will be from the tenant perspective?
Well, I think what the government has done is they've used moral suasion to try to convince the landlords that the surcharges should not be passed on. In the scheme of things, those appeals by the Minister of Finance and other government ministers, I don't think really would be followed by landlords across the country. I would imagine, like everybody else, they have their budgets. They make their plans based on their cash flow projections.
Yeah.
And if costs are going up as a result of the surcharge, many of the landlords, I would suggest maybe a majority of the landlords are going to seek to pass on that cost to tenants, to renters.
Yeah. The story develops more on page 5 inside the Business Guardian. I want to move to page 4, one that really is close to my heart. It's when I'm very, I'm looking at this through really intense lens, trying to be balanced also, because obviously, yes, I would have a particular sway in this matter, because I'm a man involved in a very intimate way in the carnival and in the culture. But I'm seeing where the carnival fete promoters are hoping for a Christmas miracle. But how this miracle could take place if there's no consultation? The Prime Minister says categorically that hey, she don't want to talk. The decision is made. And I'm looking at, you all did a really amazing job of doing the breakdown of some of the major fetes that would have happened at these venues that are now, well, at least the Lara get bowl out, right? And Lara's bowl out, and then there's a small window in the Hazley Crawford. And we're talking about thousands of patrons, tens of thousands, and a matter of fact, hundreds or probably even thousands of people who would have benefited in terms of the trickle-down effect.
Well, You see, Jason, I think you really put your finger on the issue because the decision by the government is going to have a tremendous impact, firstly on the fat promoters, but also on the hundreds, even thousands of other people involved in throwing or involved in carnival fets. So that would be producers of meals, because many of the all-inclusive fets have include food, producers of food, producers of soft drinks, producers of alcoholic beverages, all of the security, the cleaners, the lighting, the sound. It's a whole myriad of people who are involved in the holding of carnival fete. So if scores of carnival fetes are going to be cancelled, it's, as you say, it's going to have a serious trickle-down effect.
You know, this is, I mean, I could understand it was a campaign promise and it was a concern that many citizens shared via, you know, some of the music and I guess the parking and all that comes with a fete. But the consultation, that's what I was looking at. I was hoping that there would have been some kind of conversation or at least a grace period, and then everybody could recalibrate in 2026 and probably have a game plan for 27. But this was very immediate. And I guess now promoters are scrambling to find new locations. Some are suggesting to head down to Chagaramas. But we know the perils and the problems with traffic and the bottleneck and just the inconvenience also to the residents who live down there, Glencoe and Carenage, and I mean, it's a shambles when you have big parties down on that side. We all experience it, Anthony.
Yeah, and I think one of the really legitimate points raised in the reporting by Peter Christopher is there is a fete in South Trinidad called Out of South.
Out and South. Out and South.
Yeah. So the gentleman responsible for that fete
Shane Baird.
said,
That's Shane Baird.
yes. How can you have Out of South if the fete is not in South Trinidad? You can't have Out of South in Chagaramas. You know, that simply doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Out and South in the West, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So it's as you said, it's an issue that requires a little more discussion, a little more consultation. I think the government needs to hear from the fete promoters, but also the restaurants and the beverage providers and all of the other people who go into making a successful fete.
Yeah. Anthony, as we wrap things up, really quick to your development share, will Felicia Thomas or the CPO cave in? You keep on asking some provocative questions, Anthony. I love it.
Yeah, well, so that is based, of course, on the settlement of the public sector wage negotiations last week. Everybody in this country knows that the Public Services Association was granted a 10% wage increase for 2 3-year periods. That wage increase, while nominally at 10%, the CPO and the Prime Minister last Friday indicated that it's going to be more like 15% when all of the allowances, especially the cost of living allowance, is consolidated. So that is good news for the public servants who fall under the PSA. The issue now is, will all of the back pay, which is estimated at $3.8 billion, be paid in cash? And the president of the PSA, Ms. Felicia Thomas, is insisting that the back pay be paid in cash.
Yeah, well,
the government is pushing back and saying you have to consider some non-cash options. It seems to me that is an impasse. And the question in the Business Guardian, page 3 today, is who will concede?
Yeah, who will give in? Who will cave in?
Who will give in?
Yeah. Well, Anthony, I mean, I don't want to give in to the break and stop the conversation because we could talk all morning long, but I got to move on. Always a sincere, heartfelt thanks for coming on and sharing with us some of the details of the Business Guardian. Have a great one, Anthony, until we speak again next week.
Yep. Great to see you again, Jason. And as I said earlier, Merry Christmas, compliments of the season to all of the visitors, all of the listeners and viewers.
And we accept. Thank you so much. Same to you and your team. Anthony Wilson touching base from the Business Guardian desk. We're going to come back and actually open up the lines with some of these hot topics that we are treating with. Feel free to share with us, tell us what's on your mind, and then later on after the open forum, we touch base with Officer Russell for the Police and Youth segment. Later on, Johan Say after 7 for your mental health matters. And Rome, the Prince of Parang, joins me for Parang with Rome. That's coming up very soon. Rome will join me to give all the intimate details. Great show carded on this, your Thursday the 11th of December, 2025.
I want to bed furniture. I want to bed everywhere. I want me brush. Give me brush. I want me brush. Today.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve it. Big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
The countdown has started for the hottest ticket ever, the Queen's Royal College 3-car raffle.
Merry Christmas.
First prize is a luxurious, fully loaded royal ride, Ford Ranger. Draw date Saturday, December 20th at the school. Tickets only $100. All proceeds for the further uplifting of the school. Tickets available from teachers, parents, alumni, and of the school. Also nationwide at all branches of True Value, Reliable Appliances, Christina Shoe Store, Kenny Sports, Unique Bookstore, Extra Foods, JTA Supermarkets, Police Credit Union, ABC Home Center, The Trinity Shop, PRW Enterprises, Sharon Bookstores, Starlight Drugs, Ishmael Khan & Sons, Shamir Spas, Modern Electrical, Bagans Drugs, Steel & Sons Fashions, also Crosby St. James, Attorleys by the Park, Cincinnati Drugs Sangre Grande, Bellini Drugs San Fernando, IslandEtickets.com. Final purchase date this Tuesday, December 16th.
Don't be lucky and coward. Get your tickets now.
PRC College Christmas 3-car raffle.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural product number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson Omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
Food Basket Marketplace, season of savings. Arima, Shagwana, Chamflair, and Gulfview. Lamb shoulders, 3 pounds for $99. Goat, 4 pounds for $99. Tyson leg quarters, 11 pounds for $95. Beef ham, $149.95 each. Butterball turkey, $22.95 per pound. Chicken ham, $89.95. Cow heel, 5 pounds for $99. Creamery ice cream, 1 gallon, 2 for $95. Food Basket Marketplace, season of savings. Arima, Shagwana, Chamflair, and Gulfview.
Are you battling diabetes, infertility, heart disease, or vision loss? Oxidative stress may be the hidden culprit, damaging cells and disrupting vital functions. The answer: antioxidants. Introducing N-Toxil Forte, the super multi-antioxidant formula. with powerful ingredients like glutathione to detox and boost immunity, superoxide dismutase to neutralize free radicals, lutein and zeaxanthin to protect vision, and carotenoids to fight inflammation. Choose Antoxyl Fort for powerful antioxidant support. Available now at pharmacies nationwide.
(721) and 627-8658. Congrats to NAPS, congrats to Pleasantville. If you're a parent or you went to the school, feel free. It's a chance to celebrate the students, a great accomplishment going into the Christmas. It was a long season, but indeed, they over the line. And, you know, all the action, at least with the football, it's in the Southland right now, and that's where the titles for NAPS, I mean, oof, well done. Well done indeed. Ian, as mentioned, will expand on that later on this morning. Let's, again, give you a chance to check in. I mean, I'm looking at the development, as I mentioned, with the feds. Yes, I know, you know, there are many, as you will think about this particular development, there are those who said, you know what, this is what the government said they were going to do, and they delivered on their promise. I just honestly thought there would have been a little more consultation, because this is a very important sector. You know, it employs so many, it brings joy to so many. It's part of our cultural fabric. And I stand here, truth be told, I live in Trinidad, so I know fully well not everyone is into carnival. There are many who leave the country. The same amount that coming in from far removed, for Nigeria, Japan, you name it, people flying and taking 2 and 3 flights to reach here to be in this crowd. There are those who had to pay Alco and head out. They don't want to be no part of it. And I understand that. I understand there are many who, they rather remove themselves from the space, whether it's religious reasons, whether they're just not on it. And I respect that. But for those who participate, for those who come from far removed, we are the template, we are the benchmark, we are the blueprint. Every other carnival, and whether it's in Grenada, St. Vincent, Jamaica, that's, I mean, they're building a beautiful product right now. We have to look out for Jamaica, right? All the carnivals in North America, the carnivals in Europe, there's a carnival now in Japan. We have to consider that, you know, we are the Mecca, and we should try to do everything we can to assist and to keep the momentum and to maintain our first mover status of being the carnival that really set the band, set the mark. But let me talk to Shogunas to hear what he's saying. Shogunas, morning.
A pleasant good morning, Jason.
Welcome, my brother. Compliments again.
Compliments again to you also. Here's what, in connection with the carnival and everything, I think that this should have been done relevant to the ban on this and the ban on that concerning music and everything. These things should have been done at a very early stage when they would have won the election, maybe around May or June or something like that. Why? Because it would have been able to put these promoters right in a more state of readiness relevant to how they're spending the money, exhausting the resources and everything. Because really and truly, I mean, all this money spent and all these schedules put up already for these feds and everything like that. I think, let me tell you something. The government is here for 5 years, right, and not for 6 months, and I think that they could have let this one slide, right, and put in whatever measures that they would have wanted to put in, right, for the 2027 carnival. If you understand what I'm saying. So at least those relevant in authority will understand that, hey, here's what's happening. We can't spend X amount of money. We can't do this. We can't do that, or whatever the case is. Right, in all fairness to everybody, because I try to be a liberal manager,
yeah,
right, and then do it.
I recognize and I respect your balanced perspective on this, because it's something I was suggesting.
I don't spare nobody, and anybody gets it. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, in connection with the kidnapping, what I would like to say, right, I think what the Prime Minister would have meant when she said fishy is strange, because really and truly, when you're asking for a ransom, you ask for it in TT, you ask for it in US, because let's be real, $2.2 2.5 million US. Do we actually have that amount of US currency right now? I mean, that's the next question begging for concern, right? But what I'm saying is that you're asking for that money, right? And the question is, right, are they going to be released or are they not going to be released? If you understand, and I mean, of course, these things depend highly upon those who hold in them. But you see, I'll tell you something, Jason, and I'm not saying that this is the case here, but sometimes people have family with money, right? And they stage a kidnapping. It's all about theater. They stage a kidnapping, right? So that the money will be paid. And again, I'm not saying that this is the case here.
No, I understand.
Right?
I understand.
I'm just saying that these things, you understand?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you something. Shivnarine Chandrapur was very good. But if his son is 50% as good as him, he will be good. Let me tell you something. Makila Pandey, if she was 10% as good as she father, right, she'd have been taken seriously. So I want Makila Pandey to help him out, right, and try to be more relevant. Because let me tell you something, all these little beacons of hope who want to come out of the area or wherever hole they want to crawl out of just because they want to be relevant. And I'm not being better by saying this, let's be realistic, right? These things are called for. Understand what I'm saying? These things are called for to come and say about the woman should not make a statement where Fiki is concerned. Let me tell you something. Damn if you do and damn if you don't, you know.
I want to get somebody else in Shogunas. Oh my goodness, boy, yeah. You run up, you deal with Michaela so bitter this morning, man. Michaela, she's trying to be relevant. That's why she's making the commentary. I would imagine so. Who's out there? Good morning.
Hey, JW.
Hey, St. James. Morning.
Was the vice man? Morning. Blessings to you and the team. Season's greetings to the whole nation. Right? You're in the show right now. I see an early open forum. But, you know, I was watching over the episode yesterday, right? And, Shogunas coming in hard, but he coming in real, so that's inspiring to hear. I think, Jay, for too long now we hearing stuff in the media that it's just not really making sense, and it creating a lot of it's stress mongering. You know, the current prime minister would have used the term fear mongering early when it started off with the Venezuela-U.S. issue. So in a funny sense, I kind of using the word mongering for a couple different things now. But my sincere hope is moving into this next year, man, we kind of put a lot of the small issues that really, really and truly don't make sense in the past, and we could just talk about positive things now, bro.
Yeah,
you know, so I will leave it there. Merry Christmas and blessings and Happy New Year to everyone.
Same to you, St. James. Well, I think that's it there for the calls. You know, always good to get it in. Yeah, I mean, Shogunas are here, you know, loud and clear, man. You know, just bring it real. But I guess, you know, when it comes to Michaela, because she is sometimes out of the spotlight when a major issue transpires, because she is the political leader of a party, you know, you make your utterance and, you know, the media will take a soundbite, and I guess her goal, her task now, I would imagine, is to really try to stay in
All you bring on the arm, make it a Fools Christmas. All over the land, make it a Fools Christmas. The best taste in ham.
This year, make it a Mac Foods Christmas with T&T's favorite ham. We have pork, beef, chicken, and turkey hams, and even roasted garlic pork for the real taste of a Trinity Christmas.
Make it a Fools Christmas. All over the land, make it a Fools Christmas. The best taste in ham.
Make it a Mac Foods Christmas.
His room! Sarang with Room is on! We're heading to Cipriani College, Valsayn on Saturday, December 20th for the most festive lime of the season, featuring Marcia Miranda, Crazy, Eddie Charles, plus Nyla Blackman, Alison Hines, and the Prince of Soca Parang himself, it's Rome! And that's that's not all. Live Parang vibes from Los Alumnos de San Juan. Get your tickets now. IslandEtickets.com or call 4TICKET. That's 484-2538.
This Christmas, John Thomas presents
Believe, a pop star Christmas,
featuring the Believe Junior Collective.
A spectacular holiday concert packed with favorite Christmas hits,
pop star energy, and show-stopping voices.
Be there on Friday, December 19th at Queen's Hall.
We're bringing the dazzle, the music, and the glamour.
Get your tickets now at Queen's Hall box office or at queenshalltt.com.
John Thomas's Believe,
a pop star Christmas, this December at Queen's Hall.
Get your tickets today.
Period nights don't have to look like this. Move less, wake up to change. So change for a real night's sleep with Always Overnight. Its 3 times protection system absorbs, locks the fluid, and keeps it away from your skin. For protected nights without leaks. Always.
Give meaningful gifts to improve and maintain good health and longer life naturally. At Modern Caribbean Enterprises Limited, we have a wide range of trusted products designed to support, strengthen, and improve the health of your entire family. From head to toe, we've got everything to keep your family feeling great and looking amazing this holiday season. Get special discounts, free giveaways, plus $100 off Detox Spa Session. Gift certificates also available.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza in Deba Shogunas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
ESP Russell joins me for another Police and News segment. I always thank him for his commitment for being here bright and early to treat with the very important matters. So it's a learning curve for all of us and a couple of different talking points this morning, but as always, compliments to you and your team.
Well, compliments to you, Jason, and a pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, Deputy Commissioners, Assistant Commissioners, and First and Second Division Officers of the esteemed Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Let me ask you just a very quick question before we get into our talking points. Someone called this week with a complaint of a car with a clearly modified muffler making noise in the St. James and Woodbrook area. I know you're from the West End side of things. Is that cause or is that particular complaint one that officers take serious? Is a modified muffler a car that is moving through the area, real loud? You know his muffler song, the kind of explosion and the noise we hear. Is that something that's unlawful, and what could be done to remedy that situation?
It would more fall, as far as I could remember, under the Environmental Act, especially when you're looking at all modifications to your vehicle. After you do any modification, you ought to go back to license office to have that vehicle inspected to ensure its road safety and road worthiness. There are persons who are, and you would see within recent time, there's quite a trend and a shift. There's this big culture now of off-road vehicles where you would observe that a lot of persons are doing their own specs and modification and putting on lift kits onto these vehicles, and by law these vehicles should go back and be inspected by licensed authority to ensure its roadworthiness. Any modification you do, any additional light you put on your vehicle without the necessary permission is called an unauthorized light.
Okay.
So we have to be careful the modifications we make to our vehicles.
Thanks for that clarity. Just wanted to get that question out for the caller. Reckon in Port of Spain, I saw a lady up in arms, but in my mind, I think everybody knows you're currently parked by the Red House, and we have seen where, it's not something new. I myself would have given my own personal experience. Every time I would have been wrecked, I wasn't even wrong, to be quite honest. Took a chance, run in, come back out, car gone. But people, when they hold in their head and ball and they say, some of the wrecking in town is unjust. What's the current feedback? Are people curbing their behavior? Is the wrecker creating a shift in the rhythm of the city?
Well, I would want to say definitely yes. And I myself parked my vehicle recently, and I was very close up, just marginal, to the corner line, the yellow marker that it happened. We ask persons to be observant and to pay attention. Sometimes you may park in a spot and the actual parking sign may be a bit lower down the road. We ask that you pay attention to these things. You do the necessary inquiries. And because I know I was marginal, I came out, I did that due diligence, and I took a picture of where I parked. If you're in doubt, you can't take a picture of where you park.
Could that picture get you out of the car lot if indeed your picture shows that you are within the line, you're within the law, they would have made a mistake? I mean, the way it seems to me, like when you go there, it's like you must pass that 500 to get back your car. Could you ever win them in that particular scenario if your picture shows, listen, I'm in the right and you guys are in the wrong?
Well, you would definitely have to go through the courts of law.
Yeah, go through the court.
Yeah. You see, once the wrecker picks up that vehicle, you know, most of the times we go with you. The officer has a responsibility as well, because the wrecker driver, he operates the wrecker, but there's an officer on board each wrecker that gives the directive as to which vehicle has committed the breach and should be wrecked. The officer has a responsibility to come out and make some inquiries to see if he can find the owner, because the wrecking you is the last thing that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service want to do, because we understand the inconvenience associated with being wrecked. What I would have recognized is that the parking lots are a bit more accessible now. You know, sometimes they were in areas that it was difficult to walk to or even get a taxi to go there, you know. So, you know, we still try to work with persons as time go by. I know there was some people on TV recently, somewhere they went and they interviewed persons and they indeed got wrecked, but they understood that, you know.
No, if we're honest, I mean, I was honest. I'm honest with myself. I wasn't wrong. And I think that obviously I would have said publicly on the program, I'm kind of happy the wrecker is back because we were doing the most. We could not self-regulate. We can't govern ourselves. People were double parking by fire hydrant, parking on taxi stand. I've never seen that before, a man parking on taxi stand, you know. Taxis can't even maneuver. So my final question with the wrecking. Yes, I think it's for all of us to curb and to, you know, find a car park and just try to probably take a picture, because interestingly I've seen officers also taking pictures.
Definitely.
When they wreck, they actually take a picture too. So it's picture versus picture. But let me ask you though, if the wheels are in motion, the car up as yet, they probably sort of put the apparatus to get the car and you reach on the scene. Could you get a blind? What happens in that moment? Is that up to discretion, or legally you have to follow through because the ball already rolling?
Once the car is not being raised and you come, once the car has not been raised, once you appear on the scene, they should issue you a fixed penalty ticket for the offense, right? If the car is being raised and the vehicle hasn't rolled off, the officer should on the side of caution and release the vehicle. But you see, once the wreckers start to roll off with that vehicle, you're considered as being wrecked. The thing is, you know, people quarrel about the wrecker fee, which is $500, right? But when you look at the fixed penalty cost, most of the time it starts at $1,000. Failure to pay, there's an interest that is added on. So, you know, we have to ask ourselves if it's worth parking indiscriminately. And another thing too we would also see is that I know persons also complain about persons who put cones on the road to block spots. That is another issue that, you know, should be addressed as well. Now, I understand there are businesses who would be expecting deliveries and would need that, so I understand that, but, you know, nobody really has the authority to block off the road like that.
Very quick again, before we come off the wrecker issue and go to social media scams. For anybody's car that receives some kind of damage, let's say a bumper gets compromised, those with they don't have the normal handbrakes, they have the kind of electronic brakes, and for some reason there's some kind of issue with the suspension or the tire or whatever. Is there any once there's damage to the car, what's the recourse? What happens
You would have to go through the court of law.
Court of law
Courts of law, yeah, and I know it would take some time. I suffered like that. I had a vehicle that was all-wheel drive. I mean, the record reckon the officer did not know, and they wrecked it, and my diff was destroyed. I left it as it is because, I mean, I parked indiscriminately.
You was wrong too.
As well. So I accepted my faith, and I mean, yes, it cost me, but it's through the courts of law.
Okay, just wanted to get a clarity. Thanks for that. Social media scams, getting into Christmas. I want us to touch on that again because it's going to come up, and we don't want anybody to really get caught and find themselves feeling sad in this most joyous time.
Well, you know, I'm happy that we're dealing with that this week. One of my colleagues called me yesterday, almost to tears. He was like, Russell, we don't know what again to do. Persons are still putting monies into accounts for vehicles that they have not seen. The Facebook marketplace continue to give us some trouble. What we are also seeing now amongst business owners, and I want to put business owners on their guard. I know there's a difficulty in accessing Forex. However, be careful, be mindful as to who you attempt to purchase US from. There was an incident we were treating with recently, the TTPS that is, where a woman purchased 4,000 US. All were counterfeit.
Every single note?
Every single note. So we understand you're looking at sales, we understand there's a shortage, but please do not make any irresponsible and reckless decisions that will see you end up a victim of crime.
Wow, counterfeit, right? So we have to be on alert for that.
Yes.
Well, I'll let you have the final say in the couple seconds that remain, because we have to take that pause very soon.
Well, you know, Trinidad and Tobago, as we approach the Christmas season, we want to know the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We are out there. We have increased our patrols. We are paying attention. We are looking at you. We are doing our best to work with you to ensure that you have a safe and enjoyable shopping experience within every town, district, mall throughout Trinidad and Tobago. We ask that if you see something, say something, and continue to support the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Hold us accountable as we strive to create a safer Trinidad and Tobago, and most of all, to protect and serve with pride.
Well said, ASP Russell. I must say, truth be told, I've been seeing the increased presence. I'm seeing officers patrolling in Sawa on the main road. I haven't seen that in years. So I'm saying,
thank you.
I'm saying nice, you know, and they're moving in twos. Yeah. And they're walking, and you know, the place nice and calm. So give thanks. ASP Russell touching base with us. For sure, Police on You on this Thursday morning. We head to the 7 a.m. news, and we come back with your mental health matters. And Rome, the Prince of Parang, later on.
About where you come from. It's about staying true to yourself, following your passion, and believing in the power of your voice. When life is on, the stage belongs to you.
Now this is Radical Trading, you know that? And them have everything to cover anything. Radical Trading have the best fabric designs for your upholstery needs, yeah. So furniture, car, boat, tent, even material for school bags.
This will look really nice on my couch, boy.
They even making pillow too.
Sprang.
Oui.
Oh shucks, I forget my money.
Serious?
They could pay for it for me.
Me and my big mouth boy, I want a Radical get thing to cover mouth yet.
Radical Trading, 4 locations nationwide.
Stress when your getaway car gets away. Have peace of mind with CG United Comprehensive Motor Insurance.
This mask is itchy.
Does anyone have any lotion?
We can't protect you from scary clowns, but we can protect you from motor theft and damage. CG United. Good like that.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Do you think all dishwashing soaps are the same? With some, do require more effort, and they don't wash as much. Try Dawn and discover its grease cleaning power. Dawn removes stubborn grease easier and faster than others. Additionally, it foam lasts 50% more. With Dawn, you use less product to clean more dishes and save with every wash. Dawn, triple grease cleaning power.
Good morning, I'm Doris Polo with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. Patriotic Front political leader Michaela Pandey is criticizing Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissasa's response to reports of a U.S. double-tap strike in the region. Pandey says the Prime Minister showed confusion and a lack of awareness about an international incident that has put Trinidad and Tobago at the center of the map, referencing U.S. airstrikes on a Venezuelan vessel, global media reporting, and the White House's own confirmation of a second strike. She warns that a Prime Minister who does not know who to ask for information cannot protect this country. After securing $3.8 billion in arrears for public servants, the Public Services Association is now pushing for additional back pay by Christmas for healthcare workers employed directly by the regional health authorities. However, government has so far been mum on if it can afford this additional cost. Hundreds of healthcare workers who are PSA members but employed directly by the RHAs are questioning whether they'll also receive adjusted salaries or back pay by Christmas. Guardian Media understands that only workers attached to the health ministry automatically benefit from the 10% agreement signed with the chief personnel officer. In a statement, PSA President Felicia Thomas said the union will meet with the RHAs to negotiate and sign a similar agreement to ensure salary adjustments and arrears for all categories of healthcare workers. Meanwhile, after a meeting with the CPO yesterday, Tutor confirms there will be no back pay for its members in December. However, President Crystal Ashe said the meet and greet with Commander Dr. Daryl Dindial was fruitful as he committed to finalizing the increased salaries and back pay early in the new year. Shortly before the April 28th general election, Tutor, under its former executive, signed a 5% increase with the then PNM government. However, to date, that back pay has not been paid. Ashe explained to his members why a Christmas payday is not possible.
And we have received the commitment from Dr. Didial that yes, your amount of money in terms of the advance, in terms of your back pay, will be paid to you. However, it cannot be paid to you at this point in time because of issues with staffing and so on. So it will be paid to you in early the next year, more than likely, hopefully, January.
Those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
Mental Health Matters Thursday. Johanse Audike joins me live on set. Very interesting talking point. I'm looking at the question, and I really look forward to where we go with this. And the question being asked this morning: do you live in Disneyland? Do you? Johanse, good morning, my brother. Welcome. Compliments of the season again.
Morning, Jason. Morning to everybody viewing.
Well, I mean, clearly, we don't. We live in Trinidad, but what's the What's the Disneyland narrative here?
The Disneyland analogy is if you're living in a fantasy world, right?
Yeah.
Now, why I ask the question is because recently, especially in the news, with the murder, suicide, and relationships and things like that, and talking to some people, I realize a lot of us, we live in a fantasy world when it comes to relationships. We expect certain things, right? And when I ask, well, why expect that? Why expect him or her to do X, Y, Z? And we trace the genesis of it. Most times is because they see it on TV, believe it or not.
Wow, yeah. And you know, I was actually going there because a lot of our love narrative, it comes from theater, from movies. You know, the man sees the girl, pursues the girl, they run, slow motion, he gets the girl at the end, movie ends, credit, you know, happily ever after. And really, he gets the girl and that's it. The movie comes to an end, but we don't really see what happens after that. Correct. And many people, they live in that space of this, you know, fantasy, as you rightfully said, fantasy experience of love. And love is something, as we know, it's very dynamic, and it's, at least to me, from my own experience, supposed to be able to endure the good, the bad, and indifferent. Yeah. Especially when it comes to the bad and indifferent.
And we just carry this narrative. Look at this. Snow White went with the man because of a kiss and didn't even know him, you know. If you understand what I'm saying. Aladdin starts with a lie. He lied to the princess and pretend something, and then he eventually went over. So if you understand, what that would teach somebody, a boy like we say growing up, or even a woman growing up, Cinderella pretend to be something that she's not.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine that. So they say if a relationship can't start with a lie and end in a happy ending. I just given you examples of how, and sometimes it's not necessarily people thinking that they are these characters, but they understand and the narrative program into you. So then when you come into relationships now, you see it. Another one is he or she will leave the wife or the husband for me, right? Now, those things happen, but less than 10% of the time. So if you believe it is true, therefore you're not living in reality, you're living in a fantasy world. Now, I give some examples, but many of us, and those viewing also, could think about some of the narratives you have about relationships and romantic relationships that you're holding on to it, but for years, you know, well, eventually he will change, or eventually she will change. And it's not happening, so it means you're living in a fantasy. And then, when a person don't do it, you get vexed at them.
Well, when does the acceptance come, though? Because I guess, isn't acceptance also part of love? Right? As I said, dealing with the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And to me, because they always say, what are the vows, right? For better, for worse, richer, for poorer, sickness, and in health. Well, we know what sickness is, we know what health is, we know what richer and what poorer is. Is the better and for worse, you know? And to me, is when it gets to the worse, whatever way it manifests itself, whether it's a horn, whether it's somebody just, you know, they lose their way, whatever the fact is it true love to accept and to just treat with it as it is, or to try to weather the storm? I mean, that's the age-old question, and that's the, I guess, separates the fantasy from the reality.
Jason, you used some keywords there. You said love, our acceptance is part of love, right? Which I agree, but many times we don't accept because the person treats you violently, right? Now, well, it's because he or she had a bad childhood. Now, that's how they show the love, man, right? All these narratives that we have to sort of justify and stay in the reality, in the fantasy that we want to keep, right? Even in that movie, Beauty and the Beast, right? He's a beast, you know, but eventually, if I keep, trying to show him love, he will turn into the prince. And people spend years doing that.
Wow. Wow, you strike on a real interesting chord, because we're seeing, well, unfortunately, again, another gender-based violence scenario this week. We saw a man going viral. The man is livid on the phone asking the girl who will remain unnamed at this point in time. I don't know if you saw that viral video.
Well, after I started that conversation, people just started sending things to me.
Then she turned the camera around, and he is shouting at 100, and she is calm. She no, and the more calm she is, the more vexed he's getting, and you could tell he's raging, and clearly there is suspicion, there is doubt. And I tell myself, I was looking at the video, and I say, when a relationship gets to that, people always say, it's best you leave, but sometimes that's the hardest thing. Like, why are you staying something so toxic? You want to prove something?
Because you're living in our fantasy. Because many times we hold on to an image so much that we believe it. So no matter what that person do, I'm not seeing for what it really is. I only seen what I want it to be. Because, and that's a lot of time where anger comes from, you know. Anger comes from non-acceptance of reality. Anger comes from, it's force I'm using to try to change reality. But of course, force don't work, because once you exert force, you'll get resistance. And sometimes you keep exerting the force. So that's why sometimes you get violence. And violence, whether it is emotional violence, physical violence.
Verbal, in that case.
Right.
Because he was cussing and carrying on.
Right, because what he's trying to do in his anger, I mean, I don't know the guy, but let me just hypothesize, right? Is that he wanted a certain result. He wanted to change the camera. He wanted to do things. So he started getting angry and more aggressive. And if you think about it in relationship, I want this person to love me a specific way. I see this person as the Prince Charming, or this is the best woman for me. And even if she do something or he do something outside of it, no, come back in. I wanted to make sure it's that person.
What is your ego factor in all of this? Because a lot of times too, I recognize with men, especially if there's a trophy woman or trophy wife, you know, she's your trophy. And you like to go to functions and parade this particular person. And some women have that too, that mentality that this is the trophy man. How it go look if the trophy is lost?
Correct.
The trophy is gone.
Correct. And so that's I'm both men and women, as you say, you know. I have this man, everybody know him, he rich or he popular. I have this woman, she real nice, everybody know her. And I want to maintain that status, whether or not the person still love me, whether or not the person wanting me, whether or not the person mistreating me. Right? So, but even our ego just keep you in a fantasy, you know, because you pretending something exists that don't exist. And I'm putting it that way for all of us, right? I mean, and I experience this too, right? I'm not even saying I above this. I was in a fantasy world with many things.
All of us.
Right? And a good way to know if you're in a fantasy world or the real world is if you keep holding on to a concept and it's not working. Right? After it's just not working. Well, you know, eventually, well, a child go make she change, you know, a child go make him change, you know, and the person not changing. Well, if we get married, things will change, and it's not changing. After a while, you have evidence, and that's the part. You have evidence that this thing is not working.
Well, boy, you strike a chord here this morning, you want to say a very important talking point. I'll let you have the final word.
Nation, it's better to live in reality than fantasy. Don't make life complicated, because even though life is not easy, it's really not that hard. Thank you for listening.
Really interesting talking point. Johan say IODK every single Thursday for the mental health matters. I hope that conversation was able to impact you and strike a chord. And hopefully self-love also, you know, loving self and doing that, you know, necessarily make no sense for me here, you know. And you could have the courage to come out of something if it's toxic. Thank you so much, Yohanse. Well done this morning. We're going to head across to the Parang with Room. Up next, the Prince of Parang is in the building. We get you ready for Cipriani Labour College, Saturday, 20th December. Details after the break.
About where you come from. It's about staying true to yourself, following your passion, and believing in the power of your voice. When life is on, the stage belongs to you.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Fill your slate with the best for less Christmas specials at Southern Food Basket. Butterball turkey, 6 to 11 pounds, $194.95. Butterball boneless breast, 3 pounds, $124.95. Goat stew, 4 pounds for $99.95. Swiss lasagna, 400 grams, 2 for $23.95. Swiss Econopack ketchup, 450 ml, 3 for $19.95. Danish Pride butter cookies, $19.95. With every 200 you spend, you can qualify to win a dream Christmas home makeover with over 100 appliances to be won.
There's a brand new energy taking over our country. Feel the pulse when your day demands energy and focus. Grab a pulse and get charged. Feel the pulse of TNT. Our people, our energy, our spirit. Pulse, the brand new affordable energy drink, available nationwide.
Are you living with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Manage it with the unique Jameson 100% complete multivitamin with 400 micrograms of chromium to lower blood glucose, lutein for your eyes, B vitamins for energy, vitamin C and lycopene for antioxidant support. Take a step towards a healthier tomorrow and make the proactive switch to Jameson today.
My friend is here with me, the Prince of Parang. So happy to have him on set to get into the intimate details. Parang with Rome. I saw, a matter of fact, last week on CNC3, we would have played, I think last weekend, they played last year's concert.
Yeah.
There was a nice rerun, I think last Saturday. I was like, what? Production, boy. Rome? Let me just say congrats, man. This particular showcase, it's one of, if not the biggest showcase with all our beloved and cherished Soca Parang singers and bands. This, as you say, this is the Marshall Monday of the Christmas, right? The Marshall Monday of the Parang experience. So well done again, man.
So morning TNT, Jay, you were there.
Yes.
You were there at one of the events that we had, Parang with Rome. So it's coming up again, and is a vision from both my management team, Perception Management, and myself, that, as I said, we wanted to create the Marshall Monday of Parang. And I'm using him because he's someone who I would have looked up to in the soca arena in terms of creating a large-scale event.
And his production value too.
And his production value. So we didn't want it to just be a regular event or just a normal cooler party. We wanted it to be something where it's production value that you could televise, but that people could enjoy in a concert format mixed with a party format. So that is what it really is. So this year, what we did is that we have Los Alumnos de San Juan, because we want to make sure that we have the traditional Parang element in it as well too, with the bands. And then we would have the Soca Parang artists. So we would have legends like Marcia Miranda. We have Crazy, the man who would have started Soca Parang himself. This year we included Eddie Charles. I just call him the Iowa Georgia Parang, because this man can mash up our stage.
So when it comes to Tuesday night in TTF's Christmas party, mash up, you know?
Yeah,
mash
up. He's really entertaining. And then, well, the Princess of Soca, Nyla Blackman, she will be there as well to sing our hit song that we released last year, It's Christmas, and then she would sing Touch Some of Her Soca. So how the format what we do it is that we would start with traditional Parang, then we would go to Soca Parang, and then we touch some of the soca, because Alison Hines, who is a dear friend of mine, part of our team, she's been asking for years, so when will they bring me to come and perform for Parang with Rome? So this year we bring in Alison Hines.
That's fantastic.
So she would be a nice addition at the end there to give it a part of the soca set coming out. Then we have some special surprises, which I wouldn't reveal yet, but some special guest artists who will be passing through to touch the stage on the night as well. So it's value for your money, Jay, and it's a cooler event. So I know the price of alcohol would have increased, and it affected everyone. There was a trickle-down effect. But because it's a cooler event, people can pack their stuff and come with it. Some people even pack food, but you don't need to pack food because we have a Christmas food zone. So we have hops and ham, we have pastels, we have a roast pork on the site, we have puncha creme, we have sorrels, or shandy will be there as well. We have lots of different giveaways. So it's a full complement of a Trini Christmas that you will be able to experience at the event.
And of course, Cipriani Labour College, the venue.
Cipriani Labour College in Valsine. So we picked that event because it's a nice central event. So people from the west could come, from the east, from central and south could come up.
I know parking usually to the back would be for staff and I guess probably early birds. And this is a massive event. What's the parking arrangement like? Is there any kind of shuttle service?
So what we did is we have parking passes available for those who want to park on the compound itself. The first 200 people is online on islandetickets.com. You can buy a parking pass and you can park on the compound. If you're not fortunate enough to grab one of those parking passes, then you park at UE TGR's car park. That is opposite UE Doubles. Huge car park, spacious. We have security well lit, and then we have our sponsors, Kaluz. They will be providing the shuttles to and from the UE TGR car park, which is about 5-10 minutes away from the venue itself.
Because you're encouraging no parking on the highway, because you know Trinis.
Yeah. No parking on the highway or in Valsine itself. We want to make sure that the residents comfortable as well. So we providing all of the parking for you, and we have an efficient shuttle service bringing you to and from the venue. No problem with that. They'll be playing bang music. Any shuttle, people actually enjoy the shuttle ride to and from. It preps them for the event itself. So no glass bottles. Bring your coolers in before 10 o'clock because the show starts. The doors open at 8 and the show starts promptly at 9. So get there early. Make sure you see the first band on stage. You don't want to miss anything. We go till 2 a.m. So we partying, we having a fun time, and again to see all your favorite acts.
In terms of the tickets room, I know online are definitely available, but what about physical tickets at physical locations?
Right. So online at islandetickets.com or itsroom.com, and you can get them physically at Nube Nueve in Val Park. Then in the east, you have K Squared in Eastgate Mall. Central, you have Woodford Cafe, Shogunas. Down south, we have 519 C3 Center. And in the west, we have Fitch Street Marketplace. So you have different locations you can get your tickets. Now, we started the tickets at $250 early bird, and then we had a 2-for-1 ladies for $400, but those are sold out. Online, the $300 tickets are sold out. We have a few in the outlets remaining, so get your $300 tickets, and then we have $350 right after that.
Rum, how have you been able to keep the price point so low considering all that's on offer?
Well, luckily we had a lot of sponsorship that come on board. So shouts to B-Mobile, who are our title sponsors this year. They came on board. And then we have Najiko, who's also one of our sponsors. Carib came on board. So corporate Trinidad realizing that, okay, this is a Parang product that they want to be involved in, a Christmas product that they want to be there. So they had to offset the cost for us to offer this low price to the patrons. And we just really look for volume with it. We're not trying to, this project for me is not me trying to make $1 million off of the event. It's me keeping the brand of Rome, making sure that I remain a staple in the Christmas, but also giving people a great show that they can come and enjoy at an affordable price. We know it's Christmas time, it's the Saturday before Christmas every year. We know people have shopping to do and gifts to buy, so we ain't trying to dig out your eye when it comes to price. We're making sure we give you value for money.
Yeah, because based on what you're telling me, Los Alumnos, all the Parang greats, Alison Hines, and you could come with your cooler at $200.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's early bird, so I guess it would probably go up a little bit more.
Well, I mean, the headline are key cheaper. I think Romy again. So that's offset the cost.
Well, I know you wouldn't be that cheap.
I had to pay him.
I know you wouldn't be that cheap outfit. I want to actually ask you about your kit, because that's something I know, Rome, you always pay particular attention. You come out, whether it's your busy pants. I know your style.
Yeah.
But I know for that particular show, you always come out like, I mean, you're the star of the show, so tailor-made, or talk to me?
That is tailor-made. So shouts to my designer, Anthony Reed. He's part of Mailing's brand. So he does the mail line for Mailing.
Nice.
And he would always make sure that I look in on point. So we would do two or three suits, depending on how many changes I have for the night. And he would make sure that I am somebody, I love patterns, YG. I love patterns when it comes to my suits. So you would see I wear these loud suits all the time. I like your pants. You wear like these pattern pants. So we have a similar style when it comes to the pants.
Yeah, definitely. I always like to go pattern and solid.
Right, pattern and solid. Me have a similar style, but I would do these full suits because it's a show.
Yeah, and it's for stage too, and you need to always stand out there on stage. Rome, I'll give you a chance to send greetings to the nation and just give us that. I don't even say a reminder. We don't need a reminder. We're going to be there, but just a chance to send some greetings to the nation.
So TNT, I want to wish you all a very merry Christmas, and let us bring that Christmas spirit with Parang with Rome. You all come out. It's an event for the entire family. Some people bring their parents. Some people bring the younger ones. Is 18 years and over, but it's an event where you could see the young and the not so young, or the young at heart, come out and enjoy themselves. We usually put out a couple of chairs in the earlies for some of the older ones who would come and sit. Come and have a great time. Come and have a fun time and enjoy yourself. And let's bring that Christmas spirit and that Parang spirit to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, this is one you could definitely line with your parents. You could take your mom, your dad down, even your granny, grandpa.
My parents would be there. My parents in their 70s, and you would see them there dancing and having a fun time.
Nah, Rome, it's a great one, man. You're onto something really tremendous. Parang with Rome, Cipriani Labour College on the
20th of December, next week Saturday. You don't want to miss it.
Saturday before Christmas. We come back with the housekeeping and your words, food for thought. We're going to put that in place before we transition to the morning shot at 7:30. See you soon.
This Christmas, the season of savings is here at Food Shoppers Supermarket, 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima, the J Chai Trading Compound. Enjoy unbeatable prices, plus buy one, get one deals on select items. Shop in comfort with wide, easy-to-browse aisles, spacious parking, and a clean, cool, fully stocked supermarket every day. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates and festive events. For the latest deals and prices, join our WhatsApp channel. Christmas starts with Food Shoppers. Food Shoppers Supermarket, bringing you love.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That's big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Semitoma, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Only bring on the arm. Make it a Mac Foods Christmas. All over the land, make it a Mac Foods Christmas. The best tasting ham.
This year, make it a Mac Foods Christmas with TNT's favorite ham. We have pork, beef, chicken, and turkey hams, and even roasted garlic pork for the real taste of a Trini Christmas.
Make it a Mac Foods Christmas. All over the land, make it a Mac Foods Christmas. The best tasting ham.
Make it a Mac Foods Christmas.
Deck the halls with kaleidoscope colors. Fa la 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 la. Fill your home with joy and wonder. Fa la 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 la.
Celebrate the season with over $40,000 in furniture and groceries from Kaleidoscope Paints. All you do is deck your halls in Kaleidoscope colors and win. This Christmas, choose Kaleidoscope premium quality paints every time. Check social media for details.
Panadol's new formula. 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
Welcome everyone, it's your boy Crazy Legs, and here what's happening? It's Cravings Christmas. Yes, we're back again. But you know what's happening? We're doing it a little different. We're moving from house to house. Yes, we're going by your favorite chefs, your bloggers, even food reviewers, for you to learn something new and challenge these people and to see, hey, could you really cook? And here the nice thing, only getting 2 episodes per week. Yes, you're getting it on Tuesday and Friday from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So log on and learn something this season with Cravings Christmas.
A world-class stage production described as an amazing gift for the holiday season.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens.
A Yuletide spectacle for the entire family.
Laughing children, tug at Mr. Santa.
It's Brian McFarlane's Christmas Joy, only on CNC3.